So could this possibly be a new set of teaser images Scott Cawthon might be giving us before the Halloween DLC?
Or could he just be updating this image for the weeks to come?
So what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is the Ryan here.
And this is the first in a while. Scott has actually given us a new update on scottgames.com in relation to Five Nights at Freddy's, and it seems to be quite a strange update to say the least.
Yes, I remember I was on Twitter, and obviously there's been a lot of speculation with this image saying that there may be a 6 somewhere, there may be a 5 somewhere. So when I got this image sent to me, I believed that it was just another one of those kind of like people trying to see something out of nothing, but then I actually compared it to the other thank you message that Scott gave us, and it's very, very different.
Yeah, it is, and we're actually talking about this small Endo-Skeleton feature towards the exclamation mark of the thank you text on screen. If you guys can actually notice, this little guy is actually a different Endoskeleton entirely to the Five Nights at Freddy's one Endoskeleton that used to be placed here before.
Yes, as you can tell, this one's a lot smaller. We know that it was the Five Nights at Freddy's one Endoskeleton before, with its arm just up by the U of the thank you.
Yes.
And now it's the opposite way around. It's a much smaller Endoskeleton with its left arm actually up in the air in front of Fredbear.
Yes, and one thing I actually think we should go into first is actually discussing what we know of this image in itself, and a good place to start is actually with the height of this animatronic, because I think to most it might appear a little bit misleading because people might be thinking this guy is actually taller than some of the other animatronics and may actually be to the same scale as the Nightmare animatronics, but I don't think this is true for several reasons.
Yeah, as we can see, if you look near the bottom of the image, if it was a tall Endoskeleton or animatronic, you'd see its feet near the bottom, but all we can see really here is Nightmare Fredbear's feet and Foxy's feet. It's almost like he's piggybacking on Toy Freddy or something.
Yeah, he's definitely elevated somehow, and we also know this because if we actually look at the shoulder width of this animatronic, we can see the shoulders just to the left-hand side of Freddy's hat. It's not a very broad shoulder width, and also if we look just under Withered Foxy's jaw, we can see the other hand alongside the other one, which is raised, and with the arm scale to this, we can imagine that maybe the animatronic's legs are not entirely that different, and when you actually compare this as well, the proportions-wise, to the small plush trap character, it actually aligns fairly accurately.
Yes, and this actually links back to something Scott posted in the Halloween DLC update. He basically said there was going to be a twist with a familiar minigame. Now, I don't know, it seems like he was just saying plush trap is the same size as this guy. It'd be very interesting to see how he goes with this, if there's going to be 2 characters.
Yes, and it also makes you think other things like, if there is going to be 2 characters, are we going to be in a slightly different environment? Because I can't entirely see how this is going to work with the same kind of location. It might almost create a strange feel to it because we'll be in the same environment, and if it's the same counter styled mechanism thing, it might be a bit strange. It might not feel like a full update is actually in order. So maybe he's actually planning on building a smaller scale location, maybe just a different environment for the background for this other character. And it might be quite interesting what we actually get to see from this.
Yes, definitely. The thing is, though, that if you actually look at Plush Trap compared to this little mini Endoskeleton, you can see that there's a lot of differences. One being the eyes. The eyes is the biggest difference because obviously we look at Plush Trap, he's just got black pupils for eyes. And then we look at this Endoskeleton, it's almost got Balloon Boy kind of eyes.
Yes, and this has made a lot of people almost believe that this might be the Endoskeleton of Balloon Boy. I think a lot of people have been saying that because, of course, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Balloon Boy doesn't actually have an Endoskeleton.
Yes, and it just makes you think because we know Balloon Boy was there to pretty much cause havoc with your flashlight. And we know this little Plush Trap minigame, you have to use your flashlight in order to catch Plush Traps. So could they coincide somehow?
Something that really doesn't align for me, though, is why we want to see this in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 version of the Endoskeleton. If it is Balloon Boy, that is, because it's the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 version that's been replaced. It's almost making me think something like there may have been this plush-styled character that we haven't actually seen. Maybe it was like a Five Nights at Freddy's 1 generation animatronic that got scrapped before the final design.
Yeah, almost like it was like a Freddle, like an actual Freddle, just kind of like that kind of style of animatronic for the kids to play with almost.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, now the next thing we should definitely pick up on, because we know it's a big thing for Scott to do, is actually the source code of this actual image file. If we actually go into it, we will see that nothing is actually changed, which is very interesting, and it's a unique thing for Scott to do considering we've got a new teaser image with a new character introduced.
Yes, I personally believe this is because Scott has pretty much said that there's not going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's 5, and anything to do with these guys is going to pretty much be irrelevant now, and anything that he does to these characters isn't really going to be story-driven, and we know Scott to actually put messages inside the source code in order to advance the storyline almost.
I think one more thing we should be considering, guys, is If Scott is actually teasing this full teaser image with this plush trap-like build Endo-Skeleton, we might actually see some future teasers with some of the other animatronics in the plush form. More particular, the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Endoskeleton, because it seems fairly appropriate right now that this one might be changed into the same form too, considering we still have quite a while before Halloween.
Yeah, I think Scott's actually testing us to see how observant we are as a community. I mean, the fact that someone's actually spotted this is absolutely amazing. I mean, the fact that people are like going back to look at this website daily is just, it's incredible. And obviously Scott's had a massive influence on that. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And I suppose the last thing we can really speculate is as more things get added to this image or changed perhaps, maybe we might be seeing some things in the source code that might hint towards what this plush trap style minigame that Scott referenced in his Steam post might actually be all about.
Yeah, definitely.
So there we have it, guys. That was a discussion on the newest teaser image on scottgames.com, discussing, of course, the smaller Endoskeleton with large blue eyes. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and be sure to comment down below any of your thoughts in relation to what this might actually mean.
Yes, if you guys did enjoy this video, why not leave a like rating down below? And if you're new to our channel, why not subscribe for more interesting videos like this and also some gameplays.
So thank you very much for watching the video, guys. We do hope you did enjoy, and we'll, of course, see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?